What people commonly refer to as sustainability isn't truly sustainable. For example, they'll see sustainably harvested lumber, and I'll say, oh really? Lumber may be harvested in a way that is gentle for the forest, and that's good, but lumber is not sustainable. In order for lumber to be sustainably harvested, not only would the chainsaws and the logging trucks have to be running on something other than fossil fuels, the chainsaws and the logging trucks would have to be manufactured using something other than fossil fuels. So that's criteria point number 2. Genuine, meaningful sustainability is defined by a rigorous set of criteria, including but not limited to the use of non-renewable resources, for example, fossil fuels, and the impossibility of infinite growth on a finite planet. Genuine, thus, number 3, genuine, meaningful sustainability is a dauntingly complex, remote, far-flung ideal. As difficult as it may be, genuine, meaningful sustainability will be achieved because to do anything less is unsustainable. Whatever the human family fails to do voluntarily, we will do involuntarily. And the longer we wait, criteria point number 5, longer we wait, the more traumatic the change to sustainability will be. Therefore, we have every incentive to get on with this business right now and not procrastinate. Number 6, growth is unsustainable, period. When was the last time you heard a doctor diagnose someone as having a robust cancer, and yet politicians and bureaucrats regularly say, oh, we have robust growth. It's excellent. We really enjoy the level of growth we have. Growth is utterly unsustainable, period. And the best efforts at sustainability will be in vain if population isn't addressed. I'd like to have a word with Timothy's parents about this. Number 8, when the consequences of given action are not fully understood, it's best to err on the side of caution. This is called the precautionary principle. Soon after 9/11, Dick Cheney said that if there was even a 1% chance that Pakistan might help Al-Qaeda to have a nuclear weapon, we needed to treat it as though it was going to really happen and go in there and do something about it. So Dick Cheney was invoking the precautionary principle where Al-Qaeda and a nuke is concerned, but somehow the much more greater likelihood that climate change is happening, that's not something that merits our attention from the standpoint of the precautionary principle. Number 9, carrying on with business as usual, assuming that technology will emerge to save us, is optimistic to the point of irresponsibility. In other words, technological optimism is not a sound basis for public policy. I believe that a flying saucer might land on the White House lawn and the occupants will step out and say, okay, look, we just can't bring ourselves to sit back and watch you do this to yourselves, so let us take you by the hand and guide you through this process. Now, I genuinely believe that is somewhat of a possibility, but I'm hardly going to act as though that's going to happen. Number 10, human labor is environmentally neutral, so whenever any toxic, energy-intensive industrial or agricultural process can be replaced with a different process using human labor, let's do it. That's what we should be doing. I'm not worried about unemployment. There's going to be all kinds of stuff that needs to be done by human beings, so unemployment is not a big issue in my mind. In order for market forces, in other words, the wise hand of the free market, to govern a sustainable world, environmental and social costs must be accounted for. My time's about to run out. When you pay $3.50 for a gallon of gas, you're paying what it costs to pump oil out of the ground, refine it, get it to a gas station, and sell it. You're not paying the cost of climate change, respiratory disease, auto accidents, Occupy in Iraq, the automobile-dominated sprawl development. If all these true environmental and social costs were accounted for, we'd be paying more like $10 or $20 a gallon for gasoline, and we would live in a very different world. Is that 5 minutes? Yeah. Okay, I'll do the remaining ones.